Good, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Nice one. Not like amazing or anything like that?
There's always room for improvement, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, I'm amazing. Still cold down there?
It's actually, well, it's not warm, but it's sunny. Well, about 18 degrees for the next couple of days.
That's your top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was about 2 degrees this morning.
Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah, it was freezing.
Don't know how you do it, Chelsea.
Hey, Cal.
Ellie.
How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Hey, Chantel. Chantel's had an amazing week.
Chantel's had a fantastic week,
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. We made it. We got through it. Well, I got through it okay.
Yes.
Sometimes that's all the goal needs to be, just to get through the day or the week.
Or the month.
Well, it'll be next month, next week.
Hey, Kayleen.
Aileen. Had any more visits to Ippy, Kayleen?
Pardon?
Had any more visits to Ipswich?
I was supposed to go out today, but my son was sick, so I had to stay home today. But hopefully again soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bloody kids ruining things.
I know. Don't have them for as long as you can.
Oh, I have no idea what having them ever.
Hey, Nat.
Hey, Nat.
Who are we waiting on? Capo, Damo.
Damo.
What's Jord up to, Chelsea?
He just had a consult. He won't be too long, I think.
He hasn't.
Missing all the boys today.
He's not ducked out for golf or anything, has he?
I'd say he will be shortly after 2 o'clock, given the weather.
we should just drag the weekly out a little bit. If he's itching to leave.
I'd say so.
Oh, should we whiffle?
Yeah, man. Let's do
Got
it.
some whiffles.
Up to one.
All right, Cal. Cal, you want to whiffle?
What I'd like to express is I'm making progress on my calls, which is great. I'm doing what you said in our coaching and it's working. So, yeah, it's
cool.
Taking one day at a time, but it's doing really good. So,
can I cut in and ask what that is? Because I feel like I kind of need to know that.
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing.
Get my head prepared for making phone calls instead of thinking to myself, oh, are they going to answer the phone? I've written down a little thing of these people are going to answer, pick up, and I'm going to change their world. And I spend about 5 minutes saying that to myself before I start making my phone calls.
Has it helped?
It has helped. And I'm not getting discouraged when they're not answering their phone.
Yeah, because it's like every time someone doesn't pick up, you're closer to someone else picking up, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice one, Cal. Who's next? Chantel. I know you've had such a great week and you just want to express how you're feeling. So
Yeah, I'd really like to hear about it, Chantel.
I feel like expressing is that I've had a real shit week. Drowning is the word that frequently comes to mind, which I'm trying to change to not drowning, to paddling, to staying afloat. I don't know, whatever. No, what I feel like expressing is that I have hired someone to come on and run some sessions. So that will help me to no longer drown, and it will also hopefully help like everything else as well. So his name is Max. I'm going to try and bring him up to PepTCon. We've got some male energy here finally, which is good. But yeah, so he's going to free up some of my evenings again for consults and things. So that's super exciting. And that's what I feel like expressing because I'm focusing on the positives.
well done, Chantel. Paulie, you want a whiffle, mate?
Yes. I don't know. Things are good. Definitely a good week for me this week. Yeah, mornings are getting lighter. Days are getting a little bit warmer. So hopefully everyone starts coming out of the woodwork a little bit more, I guess. Yeah. That's it. I don't really know what else to say, mate. It's going to be pissing down all weekend. That's it.
Cool, mate. Cool. All right, we'll do one more whiffle. Chelsea.
I've got a funny story that will probably make maybe Chantel feel better about her crap week. I ran a session yesterday and I had my tights on inside out. And I didn't realise till I got home.
Nice one.
But I thought it was funny, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, cool. Let's get cracking. We're going to start off with a bit of knowledge, and Romana's going to take us through this one. So I'll leave it with you, Romana.
I'm going to pick your brains about our deadlift. So how many phases are there to a deadlift? Beautiful. Perfect. And is the weight on our heels for a deadlift? Is the weight forward on our toes? Yay! All right. Polly, what are the 3 phases to a deadlift?
Fuck.
That's not the first phase.
Oh, that's the 4th phase. It is. I'm just thinking about my deadlifting. So, hips back. Hinge your hips.
Mm-hmm. What's our setup? Or how do we start our deadlift? What's our start position? Where are our feet? Where are our hands? Where's the bar? Where are our shoulders?
Shoulders back, feet underneath our hips, hands close to our legs. Hinge the hips back. Bar goes down to your knees. Bend your knees to the ground. Last PEPTCon, I was running deads and I was told the 3 phases and I was all over like a hot rash. Now, no.
So again, this is the part of the education thing. Like you do it so often and then you forget.
Yeah.
So grab your
I don't do any sculpt. I don't do any bar sculpting either. So
yeah.
It's not really at the forefront of my brain, shall we say.
That's why I picked you.
Yeah, nice work. Thank you.
So grab your pen and paper, guys. We're going to go through the 3 phases of your deadlift. So Chantel, what is the start? So setup
Hey, George.
first phase.
Hey, phase
Setup
1.
and first phase.
So setup is approach the bar, hands just outside your legs, shoulders up, shoulders back, chest up. Grab the bar just outside your thighs, feet hip width apart. 2 big steps back. And phase 1 is bum back, chest forward until the bar clears your knees.
Did everybody get that? So once we've set up, first phase is your hips go back, bar runs down the front of your legs as you're dropping your chest until we clear those knees. So that's our first phase. Nat, what is phase 2 of the deadlift?
It's to compress down, so bend your knees until the bar reaches the
bottom.
Bottom?
I mean, the floor.
The bar reaches the floor?
Until it, I don't know, until you reach the floor.
So once the bar's cleared your knees, you can press down. So you're bending
Yeah.
through the knees and through the hips.
Yeah.
Until mid-shin height. So the middle of your shin, because you're imagining you've got two big plates on the end. If the bar's at your mid-shin, those plates are pretty close to touching the ground. If not, they are touching the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody got that down? That makes sense? Kelly, what's phase number 3 of our deadlift? So once we're in that bottom position.
Standing up.
Yep. So again, we're keeping the bar nice and close. Pushing through those feet, keeping our shoulders back, and we're standing up nice and tall. What do we do with our hips at the top? That, Chantel. What Paulie said before. That. So we push our hips forward and squeeze our glutes to finish off that movement. So nice and tall, the top shoulders are back. Nice big squeeze of those glutes. So Paulie, what are our 3 phases of a deadlift?
So I just had some lunch delivered. So obviously set up, approach the bar, feet under your hips, hands just outside your thighs. Phase 1 is a chest up, bum back. Phase 2 is lower bar to get to your knees, and then bend your knees until the bar is at shin height or your plates are touching the ground. Phase 3, drive up through the heels, pushing the hips forward, squeezing the glutes at the top, and screaming.
Would you be driving up through the heels?
Oh, no, you certainly are not driving up through the heels. That's ridiculous. Weight is in the front of your feet, so you will not be doing that at all. You'll just be pushing up through your feet.
So close. But definitely don't want to be driving up through our heels. That means
No,
they're
definitely
their weight
not.
back.
Yes,
They're
indeed.
keeping the weight over their toes.
Yeah.
So you'll be driving up through the feet, but it won't be specifically through the heels.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Simon, did you have anything to add? You're on mute. Damn it.
A potential cue though, like I think the biggest thing I find with the deadlift is when people get into that bottom position, the shoulders aren't forward of the bar.
That's right.
So a good cue is to put your hand in front of them where you want their shoulders to go and just say rock forward.
Yep, rock forward till you touch my
Get the
hand.
shoulders to touch the hand.
Mhm.
And that gets them in that position where shoulders are forward of the bar, weights through the front of the feet.
So what are some of the things that can go wrong with a deadlift? What are some typical things that people do incorrectly? Paulie?
I tend to squat.
So they're putting their weight through their heels instead of leaning forward over their toes.
That's right.
That's really important with your very first instruction. So once you've got them set up, your instruction needs to be, I don't actually use hips back because we use hips back in a squat. So my first instruction is you're going to bow forward because when you're bowing to somebody, you're leaning forward, aren't you? So we're going to bow forward and run the bar down the front of our legs, pushing the weight into the front of our feet. So weight is over our toes for our deadlift. So we're going to keep bowing forward until that bar has cleared our knees. And then we can compress down, so bending through the knees and through the hips. Shoulders will be forward of the bar in the bottom position. And we're going to drive up through the feet, locking those shoulders back, standing up nice and tall, and squeezing our bottom hips forward at the top. Perfect. Now you're all pro deadlifters. Congratulations.
Just probably the other major one is where they round their shoulders. They don't engage their lats.
Yep.
So cue that squeezing the lats like tennis ball in between the arm and the rib cage, just to get them to that good posture.
Mm-hmm. Anybody got any questions on that? No? Excellent. Moving on. So today we are going to recap on the stuff we spoke about last week. So the new positioning document. So we're actually going to workshop that. So we're going to take it in turns to present that and just give each other some feedback so that we can get a little bit of practice. Just as a show of hands, who's done that this week? Who's printed it off and used the new positioning document this week? Chantel, Nat? No one else? Okay.
Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea? Yep. Perfect. Would it help if I brought it up on my screen? Or... Yep, no, yep. Yes, okay, that was the thumbs up, okay.
What's the feedback on it, guys?
Good. I don't know. I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of knowledge about how it's going to go until the end of the 4 weeks, really. But so far, no one's said anything bad. They're kind of just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I guess. How is it to deliver? Is it streamlined? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is nice and smooth? Does it run well?
Yeah, it runs well. It's more like at the end of that, I think, is where I get a kind of little bit, because like, you know, when you finish talking to them about it and you say, yeah, awesome. So like, and if you ever go away or you get injured or sick, we can hold that as well. No matter which one you do, we can hold them for you. So did you have any questions about that? And they're kind of like, no. And I'm like, awesome. Cool. Well, now I've got some presents for you.
Works perfectly.
Yeah. But no, I think it's worked well so far. For me, I haven't had any dramas.
Cool.
All right, can everybody see my screen? Awesome. So any volunteers to go first and run us through the positioning document? Was everybody here last week? Everybody knows what we're talking about. Paul, were you here last week? Yep, okay, cool. Excellent. All right, Chantel.
Sure, I'll do it. Okay.
You saw that coming a mile away, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was waiting for it. I was like, I'll do it. All right. So basically, after your 4 weeks, I'll run you through what options you have if you do want to keep coming because you love us so much, which is what we hope. So up the top here, first of all, I just want to quickly go through with you the average sort of personal training fees in Australia. So as you can see, most gym memberships are sort of about $20 a week. And generally with that, you don't get much support. You don't get that trainer to work with you on your form or anything like that. You don't get anybody contacting you. Compare that to sort of personal training sessions. So, you know, if you did want a bit more support, you might pay for a few personal training sessions a week, which can add up very quickly. So as you can see, most PTs charge about $70 a session. So we like to think, and in a total there, you can see that that's about $230 a week. Now, we like to think that we offer the best of both worlds, or we offer the best of both worlds. So you've got the flexibility of training in a group and everything, which is really enjoyable, but you've also got that one-on-one relationship with a PT. So we do have two options for you for after your 4 weeks if you did love it and want to continue with it. Option number one is our Flexi agreement. Imagine I'm writing right now. So with our Flexi agreement, that's unlimited access to all of our sessions, like what you're doing for the next 4 weeks. And it's basically a month-to-month direct debit. So you can choose whether you pay weekly, fortnightly, or monthly, and it's just 4 weeks notice to cancel that one. With that, it's normally $59 a week. However, option which is actually our most popular option and the one that most people take, is you can actually come on for a 12-month agreement with us, which is the same access to the unlimited sessions, and it brings the price down to $49 a week. So you're saving yourself $10 a week, and we've still got the same flexibility with both of those agreements in that we can hold your payments if you ever go away or you get sick or you get injured or anything, because we certainly don't want you paying for something that you're not using like most gyms do. Now, with this as well, like compared to if we come back up here and compare it to your typical gym and PT sort of arrangement, you've got access to a whole lot more sessions here. So most gyms don't run 23 sessions a week, and obviously with PTs you're probably not going to see a PT 5 or 6 times a week. So you've got that double the sessions that you would normally be getting there, and also a lot more flexibility because of the range of sessions we offer. If you feel tired one morning, you can sleep in, you can come to an evening session instead. So you can't generally do that with a PT either, otherwise they'll charge you for it even if you don't turn up. With that as well, the $49 a week and the $59 a week, that's less than a quarter of the price of what you'd be paying if you went to a PT. So, but we still want to help you get those results as well. And that's why we compare it to personal training, because that's the kind of arrangement, that's the kind of relationship that we want to have with you. So we're giving you all that support. So do you have any questions with that? I'm done.
Nice one.
Awesome. Any feedback around that, guys? What did you like if you haven't done it yet? Or any constructive feedback for improvements? I can't see everybody's screen either, so just unmute yourself and speak up if you've got something to say.
Yeah.
Nat, then Jordo.
Okay. I thought that was really good, Chantel. I've only done it twice now, and the first time I didn't have the sheet, so I kind of just went through the 2 options. But I don't think I personally have gone through like the double sessions, more flexibility, quarter price thing. I don't think I went through that at all. So that was really good and in depth. And yeah, and the same thing at the top, that like the gym memberships and everything, that was done really well in depth, and comparing the, you know, how much you're saving as well as a really good mention. I just know, comparing with myself, I was just picking up a lot of things I need to improve on. Yeah.
Awesome. Jordo.
Yeah, just really clear, and I think the confidence helps as well. Being confident about our prices and comparing that with a gym membership. So yeah, that was good as well. And yeah, keeping it really simple, which is, you know, they're not going to get confused or anything like that. So yeah, really good.
Awesome. Any other feedback, guys?
I felt like I waffled a little bit.
That was going to be part of my feedback.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Is there a way to keep it a bit more succinct? Because it's a frame up, but I still thought you were really clear. But maybe there was just doubled up on a couple of things. My question is, do we need a better frame up of the positioning description? Like, instead of just jumping into it, is there a better way to frame it up to the client? I'm just going to show you what we do at the end. Like, be really clear about this, and then tell them what we're doing. Does that make sense? Like, there's no real frame up at the start. Maybe that's something we need to come up with.
Yeah, my frame up was just, so at the end of 4 weeks, if you are loving it, here's a few options that we have for continuing, or here's the options that we have for continuing.
Yeah, so I think it's more along the lines of, do you mind if I show you what we could do at the end of the 4 weeks? I'll go through it really quickly with you now.
Yeah, I definitely think there's something. I was thinking about that before I got here, actually. And look, I hope you don't mind, I'm just going to quickly run through what your options are at the end of the 4 weeks, and then I've got a few goodies to give to you. Is that okay? Yep, cool.
Yeah, something along those lines, I reckon.
Yeah, I think just a quick little frame up. I hope you don't mind, but I'm just going to quickly run you through what your options would be at the end of the 4 weeks, and then I've got the rest of the goodies to give to you. Is that okay? Yep, perfect.
And be transparent. Be like, because the whole reason we give you this cheap deal is because we really want you to stay on. So
yeah, sure. Yeah, I had the same feedback as Simon. Definitely very, very clear. But I felt like there was probably a bit too much talking. Again, get it really, really short and sharp, and then at the end, so the beginning was probably a bit more of a frame up, and then at the end, any questions, and then you kind of just left it there. So does all this make sense to you? Yep. Okay, perfect. Do you have any questions? No? Awesome. Sweet. So at the end of the 4 weeks, we'll catch up again and we'll see what you want to do. Is that cool? Yep. Great. All right. Now I can give you goodies. So what's next after you've kind of gone through that agreement? Any questions? Okay, sweet. So we'll catch up again before the end of your 4 weeks and we'll see what you'd like to do. Yeah?
Can I add something there?
Definitely.
Something I've learnt with my coaching and something that was picked up on myself, some feedback just with Coach Brad this week, is that asking someone if it makes sense is there's no point. They're just going to say, yep. So what you want to do is actually ask them to repeat what they understand. And all you can say is, and we probably leave ourselves open in this particular, this is more just a coaching in general, but in this particular instance is that they get asked a few questions or whatever, that's fine. But if we're really clear and then we can, so do you mind just telling me how you see that working? And then you'll understand if they understand what you've just said. Because when you say, does that make sense? It's closed. Does that make sense? It's going to be something that's going to take me ages to break.
Yeah.
But you don't, when you say, does that make sense? You actually don't get any, if it doesn't make sense, no one puts a hand up and say, not really. Most of the time they say, yep.
That's why do you have any questions with that?
Yeah, cool. I'd prefer to say, can you explain to me how you see that working, or something like that. So that way they explain it to you and then you know how they understood it, because the art of communication is the response you get, right? So if you ask them to re-explain it back to you, you'll know whether or not they got it or not.
Could you simply ask them, which option do you think would suit you better at this stage?
Yeah, maybe. I think, again, I don't know if they exactly understand everything then. Like they just say, oh, not sure. But
well, I think it's up to us to make it super clear on their options then. Like you said, if they don't understand everything then we haven't done our job right.
Yeah, I think that's still a closed question. Coach Brad said keep it open, and that's where you say, just for my sake, do you mind just explaining to me how you see that working? How does that work for you? So, okay, cool. So I've got two options, right? I can take a flexi agreement, which I'm not locked into, or I could take an agreement over 12 months and I save myself some money. Yeah, perfect. Exactly what I was saying. And then you can move on. Then you know they've got a really clear understanding of it.
Yep. And that could be a really good lead into, cool, so we'll catch up again before the end of the 4 weeks and see what you want to do.
Yep. And I think in general, when you're talking to team, whether you're trying to explain something to your clients or anything like that, when you say, does that make sense? It's not really effective. You're more off better saying, so just so I make sure I've got this right, can you explain to me how you understand that works? And then they're going to go this, and this, and you go, no, that's not quite right. I'm sorry, I didn't explain it properly. This is how it works. And then you can hit the nail on the head straight away, as opposed to they think they know what you said, and you lose that Chinese whispers doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Do we have any other feedback for Chantel? Nope. All right. Who is next? Great opportunity for feedback, kids. Nat, where are you? You've done a couple of these ones.
Yeah, I can have a crack at it. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do now for the next couple of moments is we're just going to go through some of the prices if you'd like to stay ongoing after your 4 weeks. So over the 4 weeks, you have a chance to have a think about it during that time. And if you love it, these are going to be your options afterwards. So we'll just go through, we've got here some of the prices for your average training fees in Australia. So first here we've got your gym memberships, which are around about $20 per week. And that just allows you to use the gym floor and equipment. You don't get any support from a trainer with that one. And then if you do want support from a trainer, most people will pay $70 per session. And if you go for 3 PT sessions a week, plus your gym membership, it's got there, that can average around $230 per week. So we like to think of ourselves as you're getting that personalized experience with a personal trainer, but also in a group setting. So you're also getting the motivating factor of training with people and having a lot of fun with it. So we've got a couple of options for you here today. The first one, or for when you're going anyway. So the first one here is we've got our Flexi agreement, which is $59 per week, which is your unlimited sessions. And then option 2, we've got our 12-month agreement, and this one is saving you $10 per week. Yeah, so now I'm losing track of things. So yeah, you got your 12-month agreement for $49 per week, which will save you $10 on that one. So with all of these, you can pay weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. And yeah, like I said, comparing to your training fees in Australia, or the average training fees, you know, you get your double sessions than you would in a normal gym. There's a lot more flexibility with it. You can go to any sessions that you like, and it's a quarter of the price of your average gym membership and PT sessions. So with that as well, down the bottom there, you know, we're very flexible with payments. If you happen to get sick or go on holidays or something happens, we're very flexible with payments. We can pause it for you until you're able to return. So I was about to say, does that make sense? Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions on that so far? And I think that's it.
So how could you finish that off instead of any more questions? How would you flow into the next part?
Okay. Oh, no, you don't have any questions. So we've just got, that's okay. You've got some time to think about it over the 4 weeks. And then I tell them they can hold on to that. And we've got a few other goodies here for you.
So just be clear that you'll catch up with them before the end of the 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And yeah, see what they want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Feedback, guys. Just unmute and sing out, guys, because I can't see everybody.
Hi, guys. So I know I've missed most of the webinar. I do apologise. Everyone threw me a surprise birthday party today, so I missed the beginning of it. But I guess my only feedback, thanks Simon, would be that she didn't explain with the Flexi agreement that there was 4 weeks notice to cancel that one at any stage. That's probably the only thing I picked up on, but apart from that, I thought it was quite clear with the majority of everything she said. So well done, Nat.
Cool.
Cool. And that was part of my feedback as well, a little bit more information around the 2 options. So month-to-month direct debit for the Flexi with a 4-week cancellation period, and the 12-month agreement. And I don't think Chantel mentioned this either, but the 12-month agreement, the reason we reduced it to $49 is to reward them for their long-term commitment. So I think we need to be really clear on that. So this is a reward for you for committing to yourself for 12 months. So we reduced that to $49 a week for you. Any more feedback, guys?
Just needs practice.
Yeah, like it certainly wasn't super confident. So just need to work on it a little bit and do a little bit more, that's all. And I don't know if you realise, Nat, but you say a lot.
I've actually been working on that. Usually I'm pretty good. I promise. I've been working on it.
I was going to say that was going to be mine, is just probably speaking with more confidence, but I thought it might have been exacerbated by being put on the spot.
Yeah. Yes.
Our old system, I'm on point.
At
all.
No ums in sight.
No.
Cool. All right. Chels, do you want to hit us with your version?
I don't think you have an option, Chelsea. You can't say yes or no. That was more of a... You're going to run us through the prices.
You have to unmute. It's all right, Chelsea, you're going to go and then Jordan's going to go. So
That's why I was just telling him to go away. I'll be worse than that in saying and being unconfident. So
All good.
I'm doing it with you guys.
good
All right. All right, so I'll just run you through the options for our ongoing memberships if you do want to stay on after your 4-week trial period. First of all, we've just got a bit of a summary of your average personal training fees here throughout Australia. So usually you'd have to have your gym membership, which might cost you about $20 a week, in which you wouldn't, have a trainer or any support or accountability. Then if you wanted to do some sessions on top of that, you might be paying around $70 a week to get that one-on-one personal training. So all up, that could cost you about $230 a week. So what we offer, there's a couple of different options. First of all, we've got a flexi membership, which is just a month-to-month agreement. There's no long-term time contract. It's just got a 4-week cancellation period. So with that one, you get your unlimited sessions for $59 a week. The other option is we can reward you for long-term commitment by going on a 12-month agreement, and we'd reduce the price down to $49 a week, saving you $10 a week. So with that, obviously, you get a bit more flexibility than if you had a personal trainer. In that if you miss your session, you can come to another one at a different time. You don't have to book in to certain sessions. Get double the amount of sessions for what you're paying for, and less than quarter of the price. So questions you often get asked are, if you're injured or going away, you don't want to be paying for sessions you're not coming to, that's fine. Whenever you're going to be going away, you can just let us know, give us a couple of days notice, and we can hold your payments so you're not things not using. So have a think about that, and we'll touch base again at the end of your trial and see which way you want to go.
Great job.
I loved it.
Every time I say it now, I just laugh.
Are you usually like that though, or is it just because you're on the spot?
No, I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't usually laugh every time I say it anyway. I was conscious of it.
Cool. Feedback besides the How many times have you done it, Chelsea?
Maybe 3.
Okay. Yeah. So it just needs a little bit of practice.
Yeah.
Just to build that confidence up. I think after you hear that? I just said I think after you explained the top part, the personal training, you went straight into. So we have a couple of options for you. Whereas I noticed that Nat and Chantel did a bit of a frame up on what we do. So we like to incorporate both of that. So like one-on-one in the group environment.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So a bit more of a frame up around there I think would have been good. And then you can go. So the way we work our membership is you've got 2 options with us. So you've got that flexi agreement, which is a month-to-month direct debit, so 4-week cancellation period and that, and then blah blah blah, continue on with the rest of it. But I think a nice little frame up in there before you get to the options would be good. Does anybody else have any feedback for Chelsea?
Mine was going to be comparing what we do to the top stuff as well, but also just and I think this will come with time as well and practice, but just talking with more sureness, like, and confidence of yourself, because you kind of questioned and you kind of talked like you're up talking, like you're just really unsure about it, plus the ums. But yeah, no, just trying to finish on a solid, like finish like you are really sure of what you're saying every time you talk.
Practice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Any other feedback, guys? No, awesome, very good. Thank you, Chelsea. Jordan, you're up.
All right.
How many times have you done it, Jordan?
Twice.
Okay, all right. And you just came fresh from one?
Yes, I did, yes.
So you'll be able to implement everything that you've just learned right now.
Yeah, all right, we'll see how we go. All righty. Okay, all right. So following your 4-week trial, you've got a couple of options. But before we go to that, I just want to have a bit of a chat to you about what you normally would pay if you were at a gym and you get yourself a personal trainer. So for the gym membership, you're probably paying around about $20 a week, okay, without a trainer. So you're doing your own thing, you're your own self-motivation. Okay, if you want to get a PT and you want to do 3 sessions per week, it's probably going to cost you around about $70 per session. So in total, you're probably looking around about $230 per week. It can get quite costly. Now, with us, we like to incorporate both of that, the personal training, into a bit of a group environment. Okay, so we have 2 options for you. Option number 1 is our flexi option, okay, which allows you to come to as many sessions as you like, $9 per week. Okay, it's a month-to-month agreement, which means that you can cancel with the 4-week cancellation period. Pretty much no time contract. So and then the other option we have is our 12-month agreement, which is pretty much we reward you for a bit of a long-term commitment, okay, and that comes down to $49 per week, which you're saving yourself $10 per week. Now, the good thing about these 2 options is you can come to pretty much double the amount of sessions as you would if you were going to a gym. You've got more flexibility. So if one day you have to work late or you have to go to work early, you can make up that session the following day or that evening or whatnot. Okay. We also have, if you're away or you're sick or anything like that, we can put your account on hold for that time, minimum of 1 week and a maximum of 8 weeks. And obviously, it's less than a quarter of the price. Okay, so $49 compared to $230. Okay, so yeah, obviously you can see that difference there as well. So what we'll do is we'll touch base again in your 4th week or at the end of your 4-week trial, and you can think about it between now and then, and we can go from there. How does that sound? Awesome.
Great, thanks. Cool. Feedback, guys?
Tone of voice was good. Like he spoke a bit more sort of confidently and everything. Yeah, probably just maybe like a tiny bit too concise. Like, I don't know, maybe just a little bit more in-ness with English.
What?
Yeah, what did you just say?
I said he maybe could have had a little bit more in-depthness. Like a little bit more...
more detail.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. It's been a long week, Romana.
I don't know about that. I kind of liked that it was short and sweet.
Yeah, I think it's not we'll go into it in more detail at the end of the 4 weeks. Like this is a frame up to give them a bit of an idea.
Yeah. The only piece of feedback I had was, and I'm not sure that you did it either, Chelsea, but when you get to the flexi option and then your second option, which is our most popular option and the one that most people take, like framing that up really well to be the better option, is we have a 12-month agreement available, and if you're willing to, we'll reward you for your long-term commitment, blah, 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 $49, most popular, everybody takes it. So just framing that one up really, really well. And circling that one as well when you're writing it down. So option number 2 is 12 months, $49, circling that's our most popular option. Does anyone else have any other feedback for Jordan?
No,
Yeah. Simon?
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I think it's just going to come with, we get better flow when we've done it a few times and we're confident. I'm going to actually have a crack in front of everyone if you don't mind. I haven't done one, but I thought I'd do it to see if I can show you how it's done. Is that all right?
Do it.
All right. All right, I'm signing Romana up, okay? Okay, cool. All right, Romana, I know you're really keen to get cracking on your 4 weeks, but I just want to run you through a few things and give you an idea of what happens afterwards, okay? And give you a bit of an idea of how it all works. So Essentially, we tend to compare ourselves with personal training, which is probably something that you're after, is why you're here. Okay, so if you went to a typical gym, you're looking at your membership, it's going to be at $20 a week, and you're going to get nothing with that. Okay, no program, and you're left to your own devices. You're also, if you want that help, which is why you're here with us, you're going to be looking at 3 PT sessions a week to help you with your programming and technique and any advice that you need on nutrition, all that sort of stuff moving forward. All right. So if that's what you're looking for, you're going to be up to about $230 a week. All right. With PEPT and what we do, we provide all that stuff, but we have 2 options that you can go for. One is like a flexible agreement, which is $59 a week. There's no long-term commitment there. It's month to month, and you can cancel at any time with 4 weeks notice. Okay. So it's really flexible and can work with you. The other option, and the most popular option, the one most people go for, is a 12-month agreement. It's going to come back to $49 a week with all that added value as well. And we're going to reward you for making a commitment to yourself over long term. And you're going to save $10 a week, which is over $500 for the year. Okay. It's a trip to Bali almost. And it also included in that is a few extra options, right? So because of the way we're structured, you're going to have access to double the amount of sessions and heaps more flexibility. Whereas if you lock in a PT, that's your time each week. So if your day's not going right, you can still get there, you know, in the morning or the afternoon. And obviously it's less than quarter of the price of going down the PT route. Okay. So we can provide all that sort of stuff for quarter of the price. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? And remember also, we have the flexibility of putting your thing on hold if you ever have to go away on holidays or you're sick or injured or anything like that. Sorry. Along those lines. So it's a lot of flexibility, right? We're really good like that. How does that sound? Amazing. Cool. Do you mind just giving me a little bit of a rundown of how you see that works? Amana?
Me? Yeah. Well, so either I can do a month-to-month payment and it's $59 a week for unlimited access, or I can sign up to a 12-month agreement and it comes back to $49 a week. Is that right?
Exactly. And you get a bunch load more than if you went to a PT or a gym. Just remember that too.
Perfect.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for that. We're going to touch base a little bit later on in the membership. So just towards the end of the 4 weeks to see how you're going. But right now, let's get cracking on getting you started. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Bang. Let's do it.
Cool. Feedback?
Real me.
Chantel?
No, that was pretty good. He kind of summed it up nicely. Like, I think he summed it up with less waffling than I did. Like, it didn't sound too waffly, but he gave detail as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was good.
I think the only thing is you're a very fast talker, Simon. A very fast talker.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that. Maybe
You didn't notice?
No, I didn't
know.
think fast either, but that's because we talk fast, Chantel.
Yeah, I'm like, I did not notice that at all.
No, I didn't think it was fast either, but cool. Any other feedback, guys? What did you like?
Yeah, I've got some feedback. Simon, when can you come and work for me? No, that was brilliant. That was really direct, straight to the point, no dilly-dallying. You just said what you need to say and I want to sign up. So, yeah. Good job.
And the frame up was great. Look, I know you want to get stuck into your 4 weeks, but just want to run you through what we're going to do, what your options are at the end of the 4 weeks. Like, that's really cool. And then you let out with that as well.
Yeah, that was awesome.
How did that sound? Sounds great. Cool. All right, let's get you stuck into the 4 weeks then, and we'll catch up at the end.
I like the little the saving of $500 a year. I reckon that's good.
That was a nice little added one.
Beautiful. I'm on.
Yeah, stolen.
Take it. I think the other thing too, probably the major difference I can tell is the tonality and how I deliver when I'm talking to someone. And I know you guys are reading from a script trying to get it right. And I literally just winged it, which probably helped me with how I was doing it. But that energy, like, that's part of it. And if you've got good energy, if you do stumble or waffle a little bit, it's not, no one picks up on it as much. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
I wonder if it's better if you actually practiced it without the notes there. Because I think sometimes people get a little bit distracted with the reading and they're focusing on the words instead of the delivery.
Yeah, and I think we get paralyzed by perfection, like trying to get every little detail right. Like, I think we're better off having a really good overview of it and being able to explain it really well with good energy, as opposed to making sure you tick every little box.
Agree. All right, does anyone else want to have a dig? I reckon we've got time for one, maybe two more. Before I pick someone, and there's not many people left to pick.
I don't think I'm ready for it, but I'll give it a crack.
Good on you,
Kerry. Love it. That's the spirit.
Okay. So once your 4 weeks is finished, we're just going to run through a few of the basic options that you've got to continue with the program, because we know you're going to thoroughly enjoy it and not want to leave us. So if you're looking at comparing us to your typical gym membership and PT costs that you're going to be paying if you want that personal assistance that you're going to need, you're going to be paying about $20 per week for your gym membership. If you're looking at getting a trainer as well, so that they can help you out with your technique and also give you the guidance that you need so that you're going to get the best results possible, you're looking at about $70 per session. So if you're getting about 3 sessions a week, you're probably looking at about $230. So the options that we give you, so we sort of give you the one-on-one training that you need in a group environment. So you can go onto our flexi payment, which will cost you $59 investment on a month-to-month basis. So to cancel that, all you need to do is give us 4 weeks notice. The second option that we give you, which is the most popular option, is our 12-month agreement. So for that one, you pay $49 a week. So we do give you a $10 discount per week, so you're saving $500 a week. So that can go to some lovely new wardrobe at the end of the, once you've achieved your results. So with the best benefits to that is you get double the amount of sessions to be able to train at. So if you can't make it to a specific time that you would normally train, you've got the option to go at a later time. You get more flexibility, so there's no having to ring someone up to book in a specific time. So you can just turn up whenever it suits you the best. It's going to cost you about quarter of the price, so you're saving yourself a great deal of money. And once that's finished, the 4 weeks, we'll sit down and have another chat at the end, see what the best option for you to move forward was going to be. So how does that sound? Would you like to explain that to make sure that you understood what I was talking about? There you go. That's in a half a nutshell, but that's, yeah, there you go. I'm all hot and sweaty now.
Good on you, Kerry.
Good job for your first one, Kerry. Feedback, guys?
Yeah, I've only done one with a consult, and that was yesterday, so I really rambled over it, but yeah, I hadn't had any instruction how to put it together.
It's all good. Feedback?
Couple of things I picked up on. Just at the end there, I think that was a better way of asking them to repeat it. I think maybe that made kind of, I don't know, it just sounded a bit better than when Simon said, so can you explain how that works? I think, can you just repeat what I said so that you can so that I can confirm that you understood what I said and everything? I think that made it sound good, but maybe just asking it in a slightly softer way, because you kind of were like, bam, repeat it to me.
Yeah, I was just trying to get it out there.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Your wording, I think the wording was really good. The way that you said it was like, yeah, the words were really good. And then the only other thing was the wording at the start where you said not want to leave us. Try not to attract their attention to leaving us.
Okay, yeah.
Because you're going to hopefully want to stay, or, you know, because you're going to love it so much, as opposed to because you're not going to want to leave us. But yeah.
Yep, sweet.
Good.
Cool, guys. Any other feedback? I'm pretty sure.
Sorry, Mana. Mine is just we need to be really clear on the main points. I think that's the thing. Like you need to know the essential information and be really clear on that, and then put the meat on the bone yourself, if that makes sense. So instead of trying to do everything in detail and exactly the way it is, just it's like your 3 points and your 3 phases in a deadlift. You can go into it way more technically if you need to, but for the point of the moment, it's just to be really general and give the main points. And then we do everything else later on. And I think that's going to help us be more confident, and we can deliver it with that, the meat on the bone, give them that, and then we can figure the stuff out later. Because it's not a sell, right? It's just some information. We don't have to give them everything.
Perfect. Anything else? Anyone else? Any other feedback?
A bit of my own feedback. I felt like I was really rushing through it and talking too fast. So I obviously slow that down and be a bit more concise.
Yeah, like the first part of it, like when you were, it sounded like you were reading from the top. Sounded very scripted, but the middle part, when there was nothing written there, there was a much better flow.
Yeah, I think like what you said before about like going off the script rather than, which is exactly what I was kind of doing. I was sort of looking at that, going backwards and forwards, where the middle bit, just sort of went through that.
Yeah. All right, anything else there, guys? We've got one more thing to cover off on before we finish up today. But any other feedback on that? Any other questions on it? No, we're all good. Perfect.
Can I just ask one quick question? No.
Yeah, you can.
You just muted yourself.
Is that muted or not muted? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, sorry. I had a lady who's just finished her 4 weeks that came and sat down with me this morning just before session, and I went through the options. Her question was, she's only going to be able to get 2 sessions a week, and I sort of said, well, okay, we can still offer this one, because I'd obviously discussed it with her prior to 4 weeks ago and we were still offering it. She wanted to know, can she have the 2 sessions but do a 12-month and get a discount on that? And I obviously said, well, no, that's not how it works. So there's no leeway, is there? No, I didn't think so, but that was one thing she asked me. And I said, look, if you don't want to do the payments, I said the only other option is the cards.
And why didn't she want to do the payments?
Because her work's not consistent. Some weeks she works a lot, some weeks she doesn't work. So it's more of an income being like consistent with the income. She loves the training. She had awesome results. She doesn't want to not be able to come back, but she said she couldn't afford the $49 a week. So she wanted the 2 sessions, because she said she can guarantee to get here for 2, but she wanted it at a better rate. She's happy to sign 12 months, but only for 2 sessions, but she wanted to see whether she could get a better rate. And I just said, well, no, it's not available. I said, look, at the end of the day, it's not my business. I'm a franchise, da-da-da-da. And if I was sent everything through to the office, it will come back to me being rejected, because it's not an option that we offer.
No. It's a no from me.
Yep.
People love it. They'll find the money. They see the value.
Yeah, and I think if you were going to do something, it might be $5. Like, what's the point, really? Like, it was like what we talked about last week, jumping through hoops for people. And we've got all this stuff all over the place. This is what we do. This is how it's done.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yep. Well, that's what I pretty much told her, but I just thought I'd just jump on and ask the question.
Yeah.
While we're all chatting about the rates.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the last thing we wanted to chat about was boomers programs. So we're still keeping the silver, the gold, and the platinum options for the boomers. So 2, 3, or unlimited sessions. So based on how many boomer sessions you guys have a week. So there's still the 3 options for boomers. Everybody clear on that?
Yep.
I thought it was only the 2 or the unlimited, but I'm very happy to keep the 3.
Yeah, because some of you only have 3 a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So
yeah, that was a question I put on the Dream Team page, and Jake did answer that, saying that I could offer the gold still.
Yes, yeah. So just to be clear, so that everybody knows, because you're all running boomers. So 2, 3, or unlimited is the option for boomers. I don't have any questions around that or anything that we've spoke about today. Cool. All right. Number 1, what is the number one thing you are going to take away from today, Chantel?
Try and clarify my clothes, my frame up in a bit more succinct language instead of waffling.
Yes, less waffle.
And I can still offer the gold package.
Kerry, what was the number one thing for you today?
Just be more direct and let it flow more. And I say I only got the tail end of the webinar anyway, so we'll have to go back and watch that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just and just practicing it.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody just needs to practice it. Like
Being confident with delivering it.
Yeah.
And on that, guys, I think self-assess how you went when you did do one. Like, don't miss the opportunity to help yourself improve. It's still practice, even if you're doing one. Look at it. Okay, oh, geez, I messed that up. What can I do better next time? Every time you do it, give yourself a little bit of an assessment on what you can work on.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Jordan, Chels, number one.
For me, it's just going to be, practice. Just practice, and get some feedback off Chelsea, and I'll give her some feedback.
Chels?
Yeah, just practice. I'll just be really uncomfortable doing it like this. So, yeah, just practicing it in normal.
If it makes you feel better, I was super nervous too. Like, it's just normal. It's normal.
Yeah. Cool. Who have we got? Kelly, number one.
The frame up, getting it to remembering what it all is and getting it into my own words.
Yeah. So when have you got another consult, Kel?
Tomorrow morning.
Perfect. So practice it a few times before they get there.
I'll practice on James tonight.
Perfect. Awesome. Kayleen, what was your number one?
Practice with the confidence and being succinct in that well.
Yeah, definitely. And it'll be a lot easier for you, Kayleen, because you're not unlearning something. Like, you don't really know the old way yet to break a habit. So this is a lot easier for you.
That is true. Chantel and I realised I've got old habits from Fernwood, and it's that.
Okay.
There's still some there.
Cool. All right, Nat, number one for you. Unmute.
Yep. Mine's just to keep practicing. Not getting, I don't know, I get stumbled and go blank. So just getting the important bits and just practicing my own wording of it.
Yep, exactly. The important bits. Focus on the important bits, and the flow will come later on.
Yeah.
Polly, number one.
Probably the 3 phases of the deadlift. I can deadlift, but clearly don't know how to explain it properly. And also just with the frame up, with the new system we've got going on here. It was on another weekly. They came up with the phone call recorder to obviously listen in, and you can do the same. You can just put a voice recorder on in your consult. You know what I mean, and then you listen back to that and see exactly how you're going, because I know for me, I've shot a few videos and I've been quite shocked. The same with my umming and how many times when I don't really realise that I'm doing it until I'm back to myself and think, fuck, there's a lot of ums going on there.
Yep. First step to change is conscious awareness. So now that you're all conscious of your ums, you can pull yourself up on them and hopefully stop it or reduce it anyway. We've got the same here. Chelsea does it all the time. All the time. Every sentence starts with But she's aware of it now, so she can change it. Awesome. I think that was everybody, yes? Cool. All right, we have one more thing to do before we go. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy
birthday, dear Kerry. Happy birthday to you. She's frozen.
Hey!
Hooray!
Hooray!
Yay! Happy birthday, Kerry. Hope you're having a great day over there.
Happy birthday, Kerry.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Next week. See you next week.
4th time I've had happy birthday sung to me so far. 3 sessions, you guys. We got cupcakes, I got flowers. I've got everything. So no, awesome. Chocolate. Oh look, they bought me lots of chocolate.
Very spoiled. Very spoiled.
Awesome.
Enjoy your
Thanks,
day.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Next week.
Laters.
Bye.
See ya. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.